Hi, I'm Manny Garcia.
I'm Daniel Rodriguez.
And we're presenting
the Grocery Store Project! So, what do we have in store today?
Oh, good one.
So let's start off with the chart and we'll add the map along with it. So what we found we went to two stores, Winn-Dixie and Milam's.
Winn-Dixie and Milam's. The Winn-Dixie, we went to the Winn-Dixie in Coral Way.
Yeah, so...
And the Milam's, we went to the Milam's in Coral Way, in Coconut Grove, my bad.
In Winn-Dixie, we found tomatoes, mangoes, green tomatoes, orange gala apples that were organic. We found bell peppers that were also organic. We found ground beef. We found veal and cod.
Isn't it pronounced veal?
I don't know. You know, tomato.
Oh, potato. Oh.
So then, in Milam's, we found golden honey dens, sweet onions, organic pears.
Shout out to them pears.
We found organic baby spinach, organic pineapple. We also found beef stew meat. We found pork lion chops and ground bison. So now let's move along to the map a little bit so we can discuss the movement of food. So most companies in the west of the country, as you may see, they produce organic products. For example, in California, they do produce locally the baby spinach, and here the company Stedman from Washington, they produce all the way in Georgia apples organically.
Apples is the #1 crop for Georgia, isn't it?
Yeah, it actually is indeed.
If any of you guys think it's peaches, you're wrong.
So, moving forward, Arizona, their company Wholesome Harvest is also an organic company, and they produce bell peppers internationally in Mexico. So that was very interesting to see. Woo! So then New York, they have a company, and they produce pears in Argentina.
Argentina.
Remember that the orange is organic produce. And then a company in Florida, they have pineapple in Costa Rica.
Yeah, in Costa Rica.
So there's a lot more organic in the west, and there's like two companies that are organic in the east. And then we have the meat in green. Most meat comes from northern states, as you may see. Yeah, here we have them from Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, South Dakota. Even though it's in the south, it's still in the north.
North Dakota, South Dakota.
Dakota, Fanning. So then Carolina bison, which they produce, it's kind of ironic how the company is called Carolina Bison, but it's produced in Colorado.
Exactly.
So that was really interesting to see. And
Carolina bison. Shouldn't it be called California bison?
Yeah. So a lot of products in South and Central America do tend to be fruit produces, and they're really organic.
That's due to the climate.
Yeah, that's really due to tropical climate usually. And in the north, a lot of meat products get imported there. But the really big thing is that most companies are in North America, mainly in the U.S., and they do produce crops in other countries and other states. Even though it's the same country, they do produce in other states. And there's a company here in Holland.
All the way in Holland.
Oh, in Holland. In Europe.
All the way across the Atlantic.
And they do mangoes in Nicaragua.
All the way in Nicaragua.
That was really surprising to observe, don't you think, Manny?
Yes, it is.
That was really surprising. And but most Central America and South America, like I said, it's fruits. And then USA, most of
the companies are in the east of the United States.
Yeah, that's where I was getting to. Thank you, Manny. Most companies are in the east of the United States. I think it's mainly because of the resources. They have better resource, or it's better maintained. You know, closer to the sea. And now we're gonna move forward to what we saw in Winn-Dixie and Milam's.
We did see.
Oh wait, talking about Winn-Dixie.
Oh, Winn-Dixie.
So I actually bought this in Winn-Dixie.
You did.
Bought one.
Thank you, Dave.
You're welcome. So talk about the differences.
Talk about the Winn-Dixie differences. Winn-Dixie and Milam's. We did see big differences, you know. And Winn-Dixie, we did see the shoppers, more variety shoppers.
Yeah, very big variety. White, African American, Black, Hispanic.
That's due because they're right in the backyard of a Hispanic-dominated.
But then there's also the Gables.
Also the Gables, the Coral Gables residents. They also do tend to sneak in
there.
To Winn-Dixie. It is on Coral Way in the middle of everything. We did actually see some Brits there. It was kind of funny.
I think they're from Ultra, you know.
Yeah, Ultra weekend, you know. Gets kind of rowdy. Let's keep continue.
Let's go to Milam's. So Milam's, the consumers or the customers, they're more whites.
Mm-hmm.
It's because
it is because it's in the wealthier part of
Coconut
Grove,
the higher incoming, respectively.
But we also saw
the workers were mostly African American.
Workers
or
in
black.
Milam's were African American, most of them.
Because you may see Coconut Grove, they have two major population clusters. They have blacks
whites and then African Americans.
Exactly, whites and blacks. So it was very obvious to see the clusters in Milam's.
While in Winn-Dixie,
it was a variety.
You couldn't
really notice the clusters.
But the workers were usually tended to be Hispanic.
Yes.
I would say like 90% of them were Hispanic.
Yeah.
We actually did take a picture with one.
We did. That was
pretty funny.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about pictures later. By the way.
Yeah.
So yeah, but the
also, Milam's tend to have more organics.
Yeah, that's my point. Thank you again, buddy.
Most of them were organic. But at the same time, it did have some big brands.
Yeah, Kellogg's, Coca-Cola, Winn-Dixie
was also
major brands, but they had some organic.
They had some organic companies.
Yes.
I did see a company from
Heathles, something like that. Yeah,
it's a local farm.
Yeah, from like some northern state in Florida.
Yeah. Well.
And then Winn-Dixie, they had they had some organic, but
okay. Well, in Milam's,
some are more expensive.
More expensive. Thank you for getting. I was about to say that. Milam's just tended to be more expensive. That's truly because it's organic.
Yeah.
Organic takes more.
It's more expensive to produce. You have to pay the farmers more.
Yes.
And Winn-Dixie, they had BOGOs, buy one get one free, buy one get one 50% off.
You know, every time
it was very cheap, very discount. Yeah, this was only like buy one get one free, but many ages, you know.
Oh yeah. Funyuns are pretty good, you know.
Yeah, but so this is our chart. Let me see. We covered the map. We covered a little bit of the chart. So this has been the grocery store project. Wow, this project for Cosgrove was kind of.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Danny, look what I just found. All right? No. Wait, listen. We look at these pictures.
No, dude, no.
We look at these pictures. All right. And then we delete them, all right?
All right, that's fine.
All right.
You spin my head right round when you go down,
Walk out the house with my swagger, hop in that whip, yo, I got places to go. People to see, time is precious, I look at my Cartier out of control. Just like my mind where I'm going, the women, the shorties know nothing but clothes. No stopping at my Pirelli's on, unlike my jewelry that's always on. I know the storm is coming, my pockets keep telling me it's gonna shower. Call up my homies, it's on and popping the night cause it's meant to be ours. We keep a fadeaway shot cause we ballin' this platinum Patron every hour. Look mama, ow, you just like the flowers. Girl, you the truth with all that goodies powers.